Alright, welcome back to another cheat tutorial here. This one's on health, one-hit kills, and infinite weapons. And this is geared more to people that actually want to learn how to use cheat engine. So let's get to it here. So we're going to bring up Notepad and cheat engine, and we're going to assign, and I've already attached my original infinite weapons method here. As you can see, we have pointers. You don't really need these because I got a script for this, so we're going to have to copy in the script. So that would be right here. This will be in the description box. And we're going to copy that. If you don't have anything over here, you can just do a search like this right here. Click on any of these values over, highlight them, hit Control B, and it'll open Memory Viewer. Or if you have something down here, and you should from our previous videos, you just hit Control B, hit Control A, Control V, paste it, then come over to File, assign the current cheat table, and that's pretty much finished up. Now we're going to call this Infinite Weapons, and then I'm going to demonstrate what it does. Alright, as you can see, I don't have access to my weapons right now because they're on a timer. And if we go up to the old script, you can see them counting down or counting up. And once I hit 1, they'll become available. So if I want my turbo or helicopter right now, I just double click it, put 1, bam, it's available. So I think you see what that does. The other thing this does is if you leave them to 1, the weapons are always available. So the weapon count can go into the negative territory and you still have weapons. If there's 0, you can't use them. Like, say, let's put our spikes on 0. It'll count up. See, the count is still at 3. Now, if that were 0, it would stay 0. So I'm going to empty all my spikes. Now we can't use it. So when that clears out, see, we can't. It's staying 0. But if we make this a 1 and just lock it, our count can go negative, and we can do this. There's a little bit of a delay there, so that delay comes from this quick launch pointer. And if we lock that to 0, then we end up with this. It should look familiar. Now I think you see how that works. Basically what you would do the old way is lock all these, leave this one 0, and then come down and lock them all to 1. Now we get infinite weapons, and we got quick launch with them. So we got quick EMPs, we got all the spikes we want. You can only have 8 of those on the screen at a time. Blocks, helicopters. The only one to be mindful of is jam. If you use that real quick, it will crash the game. So
suspect is in the tunnel, heading round.
That's pretty much it. Now the script does the same thing. So what we can do, set these all to 0. Now this would be like if you use an event with no weapons, right? Come down to the script here and wait for that. Let's go ahead and set that to 0. Well, the block's still on the screen apparently. But when I enable this, watch what it does. See, it's doing the exact same thing. And this will give you weapons in a race, an event you're not supposed to have weapons in. So if you take a look at the script, it's manually writing those values into those addresses. So that's all it does. This here is just a good location to put it. This does nothing for what we're actually doing. These right here are the memory object. Then we calculated the offset from where those addresses are at from that memory object. And then it just writes these values, and that's how it does. It's really simple. So yeah, we now got infinite weapons.
EMPs are now authorized for use. Repeat, EMPs are a go. All units here clear to use spike strips. I repeat, spike strips are now authorized. Over.
So this one little line here eliminates like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these. So we can get rid of that now. So that's basically what replaces that. So, that pretty much covers that part. Yeah, I'm gonna hit this guy with an
All units,
EMP.
local EMPs are now authorized for use. Repeat, EMPs are a go.
Extract spikes. Okay, he took damage, as you can see.
All units, local EMPs are authorized for use.
Okay. Well, we can take damage too.
Made contact. He is safe. Air support request received. Moving in on your position.
Well, you can see these guys are taking damage. Watch what happens when I enable the online infinite health.
Blocking dispatch. Advised on target position.
See? We got infinite health. See, let's hit the spike. So, notice what happened to our health bar. It went up too. So, that's not exactly gonna work, right? I mean, we got infinite health, but they got infinite health, and that kind of makes them impossible to kill, so...
That's confirmed. Your roadblock is in position.
Let's take a look at the script here. Now, our script works, but it's got one little problem. This is shared opcode, which means it's being used by us and the AI. So, what you want to do is copy the original address. That's the reason I labeled this one online. You'll copy it, exit out of that, you'll hit Control B. You should have infinite weapons in here at least. Bring up memory viewer, you'll come up here and highlight one of those. You hit Control G, Control V, paste it, and you'll hit OK, and it'll take you right to it. See, here's where we're jumping out. If we follow it, there's where it's running our script. It jumps back and picks right up where we left off. And there's our NOP, but I think you get the point. So let's disable our script. So infinite health is off. There we go. There's the original code. So what we want to do now is right click on that code and come down to find out what addresses this instruction accesses. So there you go. We'll go ahead and restart this because so we still got infinite health turned on.
All units, local EMPs are authorized for use. All units, local EMPs are now authorized for use. Repeat, EMPs are a go.
Suspect is into the tunnel.
EMP activated, acquiring target log.
Yeah, we should have some values now. Here's the AI's health. So we need to see which one of these is our health, right? So see if we can change that value to 0, and that should give us a full bar of health if that's us. So health in this game runs from 0 to 1, 0 being full, 1 being empty. So if that's us, that's not us. Someone else. Yeah, that's clearly not us. Let's change it back. Let's make it 1. One of these has got to be right here. This CFE0, that's us. So I'll set that to 0 and we should have a full bar of health. Yeah, see, we're full. I can even make it empty here. So the 1 is empty.
The target.
Thinks we're about dead now. One more hit, we die. Alright. What we're going to do is we're going to hit Control 1. And then I'll make that blue. Or you could have come down here and go find commonalities, mark it group 1. Then we're going to come up here and mark these 3 as group 2, Control 2. No, now they're red. Now what you want to do is hit Control Alt S. And you need to go back to memory viewer, and this is dealing with RBX. So I want to pick RBX. Now we can eliminate this junk. Okay, we're going to make this max level 0. We're going to click scan. If I was you, I'd make a folder on your desktop that says pointer maps for all your scans and stuff. That way it don't junk the place up. Okay, since this is opcode, we're looking for a difference between us, which is blue, and them, the AI's in the red. And right off, 300 looks promising, right? I'll just tell you right now, I've done this before. And the only one that stays consistent all the way through is offset 340, and this even holds true for online gameplay. The only problem is it acts kind of weird on online gameplay and it tends to work after you wreck once, which makes no sense, but this offset stays just exactly like this. You're always 10, they're always like 11 and above, so we're going to use offset 340. So now we're going to go back in and go to our script. Yeah, this is us right here, and this is them, so we can actually see what we're doing. And let's go to the script. Alright, and we're going to need a few more labels for this, so we'll go original code, and we'll go exit for labels. What we want to do is come up here and we need to do a compare at CMP, and we'll go ahead and copy this address instead of using this offset here, which clearly has our health values in it. What we're going to do is use offset 340. And we're going to compare that against integer 10. Then we're going to have jump not equal to original code. Alright, now the original code is right here. So what we want to do is, okay, the way it's set up right now is it's taking what's in XMT, stuffing it in this memory address. Then we're coming back in right after it and we're stuffing in 0, which would give us infinite health. This is our infinite health. And then what we want to do is have it jump. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to have it jump from here, JMP unconditional jump, to exit. And it will hit the return and go through the code like nothing. It'll just jump for us, not the AI. So what we'd want to do is add a jump or an exit label. Then we want an original code label. And then we're going to come down here and copy this and paste it. And then for that one, we're going to copy that part right there, and we're going to move, instead of 0, we're going to move 1. And that will be no health. So one little hit will kill them. So what we got coming here is, if it's us, if it's checking for like our health's going to come, this offset will come in as 10. It will match. So then it's going to skip this jump not equal to. It's going to run this line of code, and then right after it, it's going to stick 0 into this every single time, and that's going to give us infinite health. Okay, and once it does that, then it's going to jump to exit. That's going to come down here. Then that's going to jump to return, and that's going to finish running through the code like it would normally do. If the AI takes damage, it's going to come in as 11 or higher. It's not going to match. So then it's going to hit this jump not equal to original code. It's going to jump to this label. Then it's going to run this as normal. And then it's going to shove 1 in for that health value, which means it empties their health bar. Then it's going to come down through here. It's going to go by exit. It's going to hit this jump return. It's going to go here, and then it's going to exit on out and run like normal. So that should take care of it. I think that takes care of everything. So now this would work. It should work offline, online, and offline. But I'll just tell you right now, it's kind of glitchy online. You got to rec first before it'll take effect. I don't know why. It just works that way. So let's go ahead and try it out. So we'll enable our script. So anytime the AI takes damage, see, our health is sitting at 0, the AI's health is sitting at 1. So we should technically be able to kill them now. So we got infinite health and they don't. Yeah, see, they're sitting at 0 now, updated. So this isn't the one-hit kill script. Let's go ahead and slow them down. There we go. Red block it. Now they should take damage now. And he didn't. That's not good. That's not good. That's really not good. Alright. Let's check our script here. What are we doing wrong? Well, this seems to be working just fine. I'm betting it's a problem with this value here. Let's try float and see if that corrects the problem. So let's go ahead and restart. Because remember, the XM register is cranking in float values and it's putting them in this address. So let's go ahead and make these floats just to make sure it don't screw up. Alright, let's try it again. So we'll go ahead and hit this guy right off.
EMPs are authorized for use.
Hopefully he takes damage. There we go. That worked. So it was an issue with it was taking it as an integer. One, which, you know, it still should have worked. But. So now it's the infinite health. You got infinite health, and they got basically 2-hit kills. But I got a script here. It's going to show you 1-hit kills. Just so you know, the problem with that 1 is it's putting those values in as float. And 1 in hex float is not 1. It's like 3FC with several zeros behind it or something like that. So that's the reason it was screwed up. So 1 in hex and 1 in float hex are two different things. So that's the reason it didn't work. But 0 for hex and hex float are the same. So this is the very definition of shared opcode. So, you know, you got one address controlling our health and their health. So, let's go back and restart, and I'll change the script just a little bit. So maybe you don't want to do 2-hit kills. So let's remove that line where we're wiping out their health. And normal AI health damage. So we still got infinite health, right? But they don't. They'll just take damage as normal, and we won't deplete it as quickly. We'll just normal damage. So we got infinite health, and that's all it does, and it gives us infinite health and leaves them alone. But they can still be damaged like normal. So this should just do normal damage instead of emptying their health bars with like 2-hit kills. And as you can see, that works. So there you go. You got 1 for infinite health. Now I'm not going to bother putting that in the description box. Why? Because you got other hacks in the game that give you infinite health. The disabled spikes script gives you infinite health. So that's all you really need. Turn that one on, and there's an offline version of it. So go to the video "One Hack to Rule 'Em All" and scroll down to the description box, and the offline version of it is right there at the bottom. And basically, that allows the AI, since it's shared opcode, to get hit by spikes, but you not to get hit by spikes, and plus you got infinite health and they don't. So, and you can bust them too, because if you don't, the online version of it, you can't bust them. So, I think that pretty much wraps that little demonstration up. So you really don't need this script. It's just a demonstration of how to deal with this right here, this shared opcode. So at this offset through 40, we always come in as 10, even online, and they always come in as 11 or higher. So exit out of that. Yeah, that's pretty much how you deal with this stuff. So this is the online version I used to use before I got the disabled spike strips script figured out. So yeah, this here online makes no difference because you can't control the online opponent's health, but you can control yours, and this works just fine. They'll never be able to kill you that way. So online, let's see here, we got infinite NOS to cover, so we'll get back to that here in a second. You can see there, they're already got 0 health, they're smoking. So yeah, we got our AI acceleration control. They're going to creep along here, and we're just going to blast right through them. So yeah, the only thing I hate about this game is those stupid freaking cutscenes. One of these days I gotta get that taken care of. That's it. That's one-hit kills. And of course it helps if we turn our gravity off, right? But I think you get the point. We only got to hit them once. If we take a look at the script, let's make it a little bit bigger. You recognize this offset right here from the infinite health demonstration with shared opcode, and we're compared against integer 10. The only difference here is we're writing to these XM registers. So there's only one way to do that. There's two ways to do it. You can another XM register can write to them, or you got to be a memory address. So we've allocated for 2 memory addresses. The first one there is us, so it gives us infinite health. The second one is where it takes the AI's health away from it completely, so it has 0 health. The big difference here is in the infinite health shared opcode demonstration, we had it set up like 2-hit kills. Well, the reason it was like that is because it was placed in where the memory address for the health was being written to. So they got to take damage first, then it executes the code, and then jumps out. Well, we don't want that. We want it to execute the code before they ever take damage, and that's the reason you place this stuff. Instead of, find out what it writes to or writes to that address, you want to find out what accesses that address and place it way before it ever gets to that part. So that's the reason they come in with 0 health. That's the main difference. Same thing applies for this, and these 2 scripts right here will be in the description. And you already have this one. That'll be in the description too. And this one you should already have. It's in the speed hack video at the bottom in the description box, and so does the gravity. But yeah, this infinite NOS does the same shit. I just found out the memory address location and where it was storing its value. Then I subtracted it from this memory object, and that gave me this big ass offset. And this is the part that's accessing it. So it's way before it ever even tries to write to it. So it's writing 100 in for our NOS value at the very beginning. So we got 100% NOS from the beginning of the event. If you put it in the right part, then a lot of people make the mistake and they'll go, oh, well, we'll just put it down where it writes to it. And they'll key in on where it's subtracting your NOS value and then place 100 into that. Well, you got to have a little bit of NOS to activate that, then it executes the code and puts your NOS value at 100 and leaves it there. Well, this here sets it 100 before the event even begins. So that's how that you accomplish that. You just write directly to it, and that's all. This is like really stupid easy. So, of course, you have this one. You should have that one if you watch my video. This is the offline version of the speed hack thing where we make the cars creep along. Infinite health, you should already have that. That will be in the description with this one. And You really don't want to use that when you're one-hit killing. It's just faster to bump into them. Because if you use weapons like Spike or something, they'll speed up on you a little bit through the cutscene, and then they'll slow back down. But that's pretty much it. These 3 infinite weapons, one-hit kills, and infinite NOS will be in the description box. So all you gotta do is copy and paste that. Let's get on to the glitch here, and I'll show you what happens. I put these others in here just to show you the glitch. If you kill the AI too quickly in intercept mode, so it's a weird glitch. Let's get to that. Okay, we've got Chase 101. It's pretty simple. So we've got one-hit kills turned on. We've got infinite NOS to help us accelerate. We're going to toggle gravity on and off real quick to even help us accelerate even quicker. And we've got AI acceleration control turned on to slow the car down. So as soon as it releases it from the cutscene, that car will slow down, and we'll hit that car in 1 second, somewhere around there. So, and then you're going to watch the program kind of freak out because it doesn't know how to handle that when you kill it that fast. So let's get to it here. I've also killed this thing even faster, under a second, with what I call quick EMP hits, where I mess with the EMP timer and it shoots like a gun. You know, there's no delay, it hits instantly. So yeah, you can do it that way. But that way tends to crash the game really fast. So there we've killed him pretty quickly. I'm gonna make sure my gravity's not turned on. Okay, we got it off. Now look at the timer, it's still running. That's the glitch. We've killed this bastard so fast that it doesn't want the hell. It doesn't even recognize he's dead. Now it's going to give us control of our car back to us, right? So we got to literally kill this guy twice. I love a cop car wheelie in it. Pretty cool, right? So enjoy the new hacks. They're pretty fun. And till the next video.
Smash that like button and subscribe right now.